surge in airfares have given an opposition to hit out at the centre. The Congress is calling the government insensitive. They allege that privatisation is the reason behind soaring airfares. In fact, I'm joined by Congress leader Manickam Tagore, who's also a member of the Parliamentary Committee on Civil Aviation. Thank you very much for giving us your time here on Mirror Now. Let me begin by asking you, given that you're part of the Standing Committee of Aviation, why do we not hear from the opposition on issues and subjects that matter to the citizens? In this case, last-minute surge prices in the flight ticket prices?
But we had been raising this issue in the committee meetings regularly, and previously also I had also raised it in that consultative committee. The steep rise in the time when the season time comes, when the families of the middle class will plan to travel or will be planning or will be traveling, that time only these prices had shoot up to a skyrocketing level. And we had also asked, what is the reason? What is there any cap they can put it in the pricing part? The government's answers has been more vague and is not specific, and the government is not ready to worry about the middle class things, and they only worried about those people who have everything in their life. And therefore, it's the opposition parties has been raising it inside the Parliament also, and in the committee meetings, in the structures, whichever structures were being given. And we, Congress party particularly, I as a consultative committee member, had been asking about that to the chairman of the committee, that is the Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. Sindhya ji, about the same in the previous meeting also. We had been mentioning and we had been citing examples for the suddenly why these prices has been increasing when the season or when the schools or colleges are closed, the holiday season starts.
Mr. Tagore, as you make, of course, those significant points, on the other hand, the government has now said that, look, we have stepped in. This is a deregulated sector, and we have told the airlines to self-regulate this last-minute surge prices, and that the DGCA will keep a look at it. In your opinion, is it enough, or does the government need to step in and put a cap?
This is very unfortunate that government's irresponsible reply to this very burning issue, because nobody who travels in a J class or who has a lot of budget to travel will be questioning about the airfares. It is the middle class which plans in the urgent last minute before a week or before 2 days or something, when they have to travel only, are facing this kind of problem. For example, yesterday when I was just searching for the flight from Madurai to Chennai, it was more than 15,000 rupees, 12,000 to 15,000 rupees. And when we see about the Bombay, I was speaking to a friend, he was saying about Bombay to Delhi was around about 25,000 rupees. So these are all the fares which needs to be, government has to step in. Government's duty is to step in this kind of crisis time, because private airlines, now you have to understand that government doesn't own any of the airlines. Therefore, it is all private sector airlines. It may be Indigo, it may be the Vistara, it may be other airlines, SpiceJet or something, which all want to make profit. And they will make profit when the demand is more. Without a cap, without a government monitored or a government control system, this is going to be loot by the companies, because we know that the fuel prices are rising and others. The reasons may be different, but there needs a cap also. There needs to be a cap that the way they can charge the sector, that needs to be monitored from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. They can't run away from this responsibility and say that they will all won't see that private companies will look after their own price control. That is not the case. There was a PSU called Air India in that time. In that time, when Air India fares are low, other competitors has to keep their prices a little around that price of Air India. Now it is not the case. It is all the private organizations which wants to make profit, which is not for running for no profit, no loss. They want to make profits. They will make profit. Government has to have a look at it, and they have to monitor these kind of loots should be stopped. And government can't run away from this. Their responsibility that self-regulated, they will only regulate it and they will only control their prices. That is not going to happen. That is not going to. At last, the pain is going to be on the middle class of India.
Right, Mr. Manickam Tagore, I appreciate you joining us on Mirror Now and sharing with us your perspective as well. But for the moment, we leave it at that. But on the other side,